Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NuChannel Sports Show. I am your host, O-N-E. We are on Afro Vibes Radio. Here's our very, very first show on Afro Vibes. I am very, very excited to be here. We are joined by three other co-hosts. To my right, you know who he is. Actually, to my left, Big Low. What's up, man?
Yo, it's Low coming down. Go Cowboys, Dallas Nation, all day, every day. Dallas Cowboys, sign Dak Prescott.
Why are you gonna come on the radio and do that, bro?
Hey, come on, man. You know it's Dallas.
All right. Anyway, to his left, my boy Chris. What's the deal, bro?
What's good? Let's get to it, baby.
And to my right, the most hated man in America.
Probably.
Hello.
Trey Day, what's up, bro?
What's up, man? What it do? You know, shout out to Cowboy Nation, Laker Nation. We back. It's about that time. Brave Nation. It's about that time. A week away, and we start taking over the world.
A week away from baseball.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We don't talk much MLB on here, but anyway. I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. I am a Houston Texans fan. I don't want you to think that this is just Cowboy Nation all the way. My boy Chris, he used to be a Texan fan, but sometimes.
Wait a minute, but you're outnumbered, so, it's kind of Cowboy radio,
This
right?
is basically Cowboy Nation,
Yeah.
Cowboy Radio right now.
Well, as long as the Texans win a championship, then that's all. It
That's
can be
never-
Cowboy
that's
Nation
never gonna
as
happen.
long as it wants to be.
That's never going to happen.
Okay.
Keep
You say
going.
so. All right, let's get right into the show. We're going to start off with a Houston Rocket, Mr. James Harden, the Beard himself. James Harden finally decided to join his teammates this past Thursday in the bubble. He arrived a few days after most of the teammates because of family issues. When he finally arrived, he was wearing a Blue Lives Matter mask, which is mainly in support for police officers. It's the exact opposite of Black Lives Matter. So what do you guys think about this, about James Harden coming to the bubble in a Blue Lives Matter mask?
So, I'm sorry, fellas. I had to jump in here. Jimmy is back. Jimmy Harden. He's no longer. He's going back to Jimmy. He's no longer James. Jimmy Harden is back. And for Jimmy to come out here and say, "I didn't know what this meant," or "I wasn't quite sure," that's BS, bro. There's no way in hell he was able to put that mask on and not know what it meant. I got a beard too, James. Jimmy. Mine's not that big as his, but for you to say I only wore it because it covered my whole beard and it covered my whole face, missed me with that. He knew exactly what he was doing. Do I believe, I don't even have a problem with what he did. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe he is supporting that as well as Black Lives Matter. But to lie about it, come on, bro. Missed me with that.
Trey, for those of us who don't know, who is Jimmy Harden?
Jimmy Harden wears number 13 for the Houston Rockets. He's the real, that's his real name. His mama call him Jimmy, I'ma call him Jimmy.
Before we continue on, let me tell you what James Harden exactly said. He wasn't trying to make a political statement. He honestly did it because he wanted to cover his whole face and beard. And I was clearly talking about this yesterday, me finding a way, whether it's a jersey name or another way to show support for Black Lives Matter. I just thought it looked cool, that's it. So he really didn't know what he was doing. That's what he's saying. He just wore the mask because he thought it looked cool.
But how can you not believe him, though? Because before this, what other political statements James Harden made? Like real talk, zero. Remember what happened with China earlier in the year with Daryl Morey? Him and Westbrook are together, and they ask him, so what about China? He says, well, we love China. China's great. And then they push him further. It's like, only basketball questions. He's not that guy. So let's not act like he's going to make political statements. I think he saw the mask. He was like, this looks cool. And he put it on.
Okay, so
But hold on. The NBA right now is a political statement. So he should be super aware of everything he's
Absolutely.
putting on, right? We're talking about names on the back of our jerseys. Now you're wearing a whole face mask. Everyone's seeing your face, right? So he should know that, look, this Blue Lives Matter thing, man, or that mask or that logo that you got on, man, it's going to rub people off in the wrong way.
But why should he know that?
This is like
Why?
Barry Bonds not saying he took the cream in the clear. Like, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know what this was. There's no way you're going to, everyone is watching you. You just got to the bubble. You literally just got there. And of all the things, out of 5,767 different types of masks you could wear, you're going to wear one with it. Like, what does this mean? I've never seen this before. What is this? And I'm going to put this on? Nah, bro. No. He knew what he was doing, or he knew where he got it from, and it is what it is. And he could backpedal because he has fought for Black Lives Matter. I get that. But don't lie about it, bro. If that's how you feel, be like Drew Brees and everybody else and own up to it, and say, this is what I did.
Look, man,
Period.
you're better off saying, look, this is the only mask I had available. I just chose to wear it. It don't mean nothing to me about just eating a mask.
That's what
That's
he
basically
said,
what he
though.
said.
That's
That's
exactly
basically
what he
what he
said.
I believe him. I think
Of course you do.
James Harden has always been someone that has struck me as just being aloof. So he probably just saw it, said, "Oh man, this looks cool." He put it on, went to the bubble. Someone told him, "Hey man, you know you're supporting Blue Lives Matter." He's like, "Oh really?" I believe him 110%. He is not aware of his surroundings at all during these kind of issues. I don't think he knew what he was
Okay,
doing.
let's wait a second. Have y'all seen the mask?
I've seen the mask, yes.
Did you know it was Blue Lives Matter when you saw the mask?
So
Because
I didn't know it was
I
either.
sure would have put it on. Because I wouldn't know. If I had some blue J's on, I would put on that. It matches my J's. I look good. I wouldn't have known. So
Right,
I
right.
can't come out and say James knew that. There's no way.
And I've actually done something like that before in my younger years. There was this skull-looking shirt that had like this cross thing on it, and someone's like, "Do you know what you're wearing?" I was like, "No, I don't. I prefer what it was for. I just thought it looked cool, so I put it on."
So I get all that. I didn't wear this for the United States of America. I wore this because we are America's team. That's why I wore this. That's why I have this. So I'm very cognizant of what you guys are saying. You know what I mean?
So are we making much to do about nothing now? Is this a big deal?
It is a big deal because during these times, you should know what you're representing, especially, you know, with the social atmosphere. If he goes in there and then someone tells him, "Oh, look, you're wearing a Blue Lives Matter mask, but you're all for Black Lives Matter," people are going to have an opinion. They're going to be
But
like,
we're
"Are you really?"
tripping about LeBron James not putting a message on the back of his jersey. Like, we're tripping about everything right now. This cancel culture stuff has literally taken over. So for you to be one of the top 15 players in the NBA and not to know what you're doing, and for your fans and these kids and everybody else you've been saying you've been hyping up, nah, bro. No, he just got there, bro.
Hit me with this. Hit me with
He would have been better going out there naked.
when you have a player like James Harden, right? What are we doing as a culture though? Because we have so many people coming out saying, "Oh, this artist didn't say something," or "This athlete didn't say something." Are we relying on artists and athletes to make statements? Is that where we are right now? Because James Harden's made it clear, I'm not that guy. I play basketball.
But you should at least know the platform.
Watch what you say. Exactly.
Well, yeah. At least know
Yeah.
that, and at least know what that mask represents. That's all we're saying.
But did you know when you saw the mask what it represented?
I didn't.
So how
He's
you
not James Harden.
I knew what that.
He-
I knew what that.
if he was
everybody
James
knows
Harden-
what the blue line. The blue line.
I have an idea what it looks like. So
Come on.
If I were to see a flag that had that coloration on it, I don't care what it is. I ain't picking it up.
If it was a flag, if it was a flag, I'm with you. But it was a face mask.
With the flag on it,
He
right?
probably just
With the
got.
blue
that's what I'm
line.
saying,
With the flag and the blue line.
Remember, he probably just got in the bubble. He may have had family issues.
Jimmy messed
Maybe
up.
not. No,
Hold
James
on.
Harden.
Jimmy messed up, bro.
Hold on. Why is that the only mask or two masks or whatever? that is?
Exactly. James
Wow.
Harden.
So are you telling me
Unless
right
he left him
now?
at the strip club. Unless he left him He's got plenty of masks out there. I know he does.
So are you telling me that he went into the bubble fully knowing that he was wearing a Blue Lives Matter mask and that's what he represents?
Or he's that ignorant not to ask questions.
Right, that's the latter. Definitely, that's what it is. The latter.
Well, that's what they're
You
reporting.
can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do that. If this was LeBron James, or if this was Steph Curry, or not that James Harden is a bigger name, but somebody who has been making statements like that, this would have been. Everyone would still be talking about this. Like they would be. I mean, they're talking about it now. But if that was LeBron James, that it would have been, or Giannis Antetokounmpo, this would have been completely different.
Well, we can't talk about Steph because he's not in a bubble player.
That's messed
Yeah.
up. But Jimmy is not as big of a name as Steph, is what I'm saying.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. All right. So let's stay in the bubble. A lot of things are happening within the bubble, right? We have the snitch hotline, where you can call and snitch on somebody if they're not doing something appropriately. We also have Zion, who left the bubble for who knows what. We have an Instagram model who says that someone invited her into the bubble. We'll speculate on who that is. And then we have
Dollar Cash will holler at your boy.
why are you on this?
I'm sorry.
And then we
sorry.
have a player
I'm
who
sorry.
is being self-quarantined because he left outside the bubble to get some food. My question to y'all is this going to really happen, the NBA season?
This is a joke. This is a fucking joke.
So
man.
is it going to happen?
I don't know. The NBA has spent a lot of time, okay, to quarantine these guys, house these guys, put these guys in the bubble so that they can give the fans something to do. And the players, look, I understand it's 3 months of sacrifice, but this is something that, one, you need to do for yourself, for your family, and for your brothers that are playing, right? And then now you have an obligation to the fans, okay? And you can't take 3 months to quarantine yourself and do the right things, all right? Look, I don't know what it's like, okay? But they're getting paid millions of bucks. They're getting fed. You're just there to play basketball. Focus to play basketball and just come there and do what you're supposed to do, all right? Very simple. Now you got guys, hollering at Instagram models trying to get them to come to the bubble, going out to get fast food, probably Whataburger, because I probably wouldn't go get Whataburger. I probably would. On some real shit, but This is crazy, man. This is a mess. We might not have a season because of this, man.
We've been telling people for how long, basketball players, what do we always say? Don't tell them to shut up and dribble. Well, they're not shutting up and dribbling right now. They're going out and doing different things. I think it's kind of hard to put them in a bubble because it's really the only sport where you can even conceive to do that. Could you do that in football? You can't put football players in a bubble. It's too many players. But with basketball, what do we have? Maybe about 300 plus players in the league, and not even that much considering 8 teams are not even there. It's kind of hard. You have NBA players talking about they're meeting each other in the elevators, in the hallways, in the lobbies of the hotel rooms. I think it's hard. I don't think there's any way they're going to be able to contain themselves in a bubble. But the key is, are the testing numbers going up? I haven't seen that. I haven't seen anybody having COVID. The COVID numbers are rising.
It hasn't. But Damian Lillard told everybody this before this happened. We didn't follow the rules when we didn't have rules. And so to expect us to follow rules now that we have rules, good luck with that. I'm sure there's more Instagram models in there than what we think. I mean, you know what goes on at the Olympics. I mean, you
know what goes on. I don't know what goes on. You know what goes on.
You know. But it's just the way that these are men away from their families, and some of them are single. You know what I mean? And to expect these guys to be in this bubble for 90 days, 120 days, without any other type of contact, it's not happening. I understand that they can get, a couple of rooms for family and stuff like that to come hang out with them. But for them to stay inside that bubble is unbelievable. Montrezl Harrell, same thing. Montrezl Harrell left the bubble because of a family emergency. This is going to continue to happen. And if that's going to be the excuse for getting out of the bubble, you're going to hear a lot more family emergencies.
See, that's I'm not going to lie to you. That's the same thing I thought when I heard of James. You don't want to make light of it. Jimmy, you can call him Jimmy. Either way, you don't want to make light of it because it could have been a family issue.
Right.
But because we know him so well, I'm like, but was it really a family issue, bro? And that's the problem. Just like you mentioned, I think Zion's is real because you've seen Zion when he came back.
His dad is going to get busted with the
Yeah, so I think his is real, but I do agree with you. If people need to relieve themselves of the bubble, they may start making up some excuses.
Because Montrezl Harrell from the Clippers is bad. I mean, like the Clippers losing him hurts that team a lot. I know people, it's just Montrezl Harrell. No, he's a big part of that team and why they are where they are right now. So losing him for any amount of time or not to be able to be there at the beginning of the season hampers their chance of being able to catch the Lakers as the number 1 seed in the West. So I think they need him back as quickly as possible.
If it's for any reason other than family, and you're leaving to relieve yourself, like you said, I mean, you got to come back. When you come back, you got spend 10 days in quarantine?
At least 4. Minimum 4 days.
Oh, it's 4 days.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to start a family to relieve themselves. That's what it is.
You bet.
90 days? 90 days?
Hey, man. You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
The struggle's
real. The struggle's real.
The struggle is real.
They should have got all that stuff out, man, before the quarantine, man. Empty the clip. Empty the clip, man, before the quarantine, bruh.
There's no way.
They're gonna save all that energy for the bubble anyway. They don't need to be emptied out, no clip.
All that pent up energy and excitement and getting back on the court.
This is Afro Vibes Radio Houston.
NuChannel Sports Show. Welcome back to the NuChannel Sports Show on Afro Vibes Radio. I'm your host, O'Enyi. This is the second half of our show, right? We're going to get into what's been happening with the Washington Redskins. This is the National Football League team. They already have this whole thing going on where they're trying to figure out the new name for their team. Now they have allegations of sexual harassment within the organization. Did you guys hear about that? Did you hear about that?
I did. There was a reason I hated that team.
Oh, wow.
There was a reason I hated that team. And I won't even call them that name anymore, but Washington, because they took it off Madden and everything else. They're just Washington now. It starts at the top. And so for Daniel Snyder to finally get hit in his pocketbook and decide to just make all these changes, I think we got a problem. But if Donald Sterling had to sell the Clippers, I think Daniel Snyder needs to sell the Redskins.
But
even though he hasn't been implicated, I'm just saying, there's no... Allegedly. Yeah, allegedly. But there's some type of institutional control that he had to have displayed to have one person in an HR for 250 plus people. Come on, bro. Come on. I mean, he knew what was going on. And that's just, that's not right. Ignorance isn't bliss.
This
It's not
is
bliss.
similar to the Panthers. Because remember,
And he sold his franchise too.
but it's a little different though because he was part of the problem. We don't know Snyder's part of the problem now. You're right, he's at the top, and he may have had the ignorance, and ignorance is not bliss in his scenario. But it's a little different from Richardson and Sterling because Sterling won weird audio, bro. So he was out. And then for Richardson, we've known about him. When I say we, the whole NFL community knew about him for years. Snyder's a little different. I don't know if he's going to be necessarily out the door, but all of these things coming up, that name is gone. That's done with.
For me and everything that's going on with Washington, I have to make sure I didn't say the other stuff. But as a Dallas Cowboys fan, hey, it is what it is. And if you sell and find another owner, fine. I don't give a damn. I don't. So I mean, but just back to more serious. I mean, what's really going on with Washington? You've got the name change situation. You have you got Snyder. I mean, remember he said, put it in all caps. I would never change the name, right? And it takes getting hit in the pocketbook. I mean, this is not genuine. All of this, symbolism. Man, this is not genuine. But it took hitting him in the pocketbook to make this thing happen.
But imagine having cheerleaders tryouts and having them be topless. Imagine taking your cheerleaders to Costa Rica, inviting your season ticket holders to come and view them do these naked photo shoots, and then choosing which of those girls you want to go to dinner with you at night. So, what? No, you mean to tell me nobody in the organization was able to tell this man that? Nobody knew? Nobody knew what was going on? And you know what? And while you're here, let me hold on to y'all's passport so you can't go anywhere either. Come on, man. Like, there's no way that him or someone who reports to him did not know what was going on. So Daniel Snyder, I'm sorry, bro. You can't hide behind this one. And stop having Ron Rivera come out there and talk. My daughter worked for this organization, so that's not going to happen. Wrong answer. Wrong answer.
You know what? There might be a reason. You remember, three of his limited partners were owners. They said they were talking about selling.
They did.
This might be the reason why they're talking about selling the team.
Yeah. If FedEx is part of it, and they're getting out there, man, it's going to be, a shit show. That's what it's become. It's a shit show, and they need to back out of it. They need a whole new organization. The whole Washington D.C. just needs a whole makeover.
But
from the top down.
What's so wild about this to me is, for me personally, the Redskins is not the worst name in sports. It's the Cleveland Indians, and they still have the logo, bro. Just nobody talks about that at all. It's like they just slide right on through. If you look at have you seen the Indians logo, bro? If they had something with that with black people, we'd be hot. It's a red dude, bro, with a little feather on top of his head. So for me, yeah, the Redskins are bad. That name needs to be changed, but it's everybody. And then you got to think about it. I know, Trey, you love the Braves, but they might be next too, bro.
They're not changing their name. They're going to work with them.
They can say that, just like Dan Snyder said he ain't gonna change it. But I'm just letting you know, when the sponsors start coming and hit your pocketbooks, that name may change, bro.
I hope not.
Well, to get more details on what's going on within the Washington organization, 15 former female employees who work for the Redskins told the Washington Post that they were sexually harassed while working with the organization. The allegations reportedly ran from 2006 to 2019. So we're talking about a long, long time that these allegations were going down. Why do you guys think that it took so long for them to actually come out and say this now instead of saying it back in 2006 or when it was going on?
I think it's a very touchy subject. And I think as for victims, I think they can come out when they want to come out. I mean, it takes a long time to heal from some of those things. So we heard some of the trauma that's caused, not just physically, but mentally. So for the victims, I get it. The snitches are those people that were on his side, that were in his pockets, that were helping him do this stuff, and now they're spilling the beans like that. They should get stitches. But the people, the ladies that were taken advantage of, I think that they should be able to come out when they're ready to come out, however long that might take. But the dudes that are involved in this, who were just part of it and now just come out just to save their own name, nah, bro, you missed me with that.
I think this kind of helped because they were already under fire because of their whole name change situation, right?
They probably thought it was a good time to come out.
Exactly. So this definitely helped them out. So I mean, big ups to them. 15 ladies. Yeah, and it's been going on since 2006. It's a very long time.
But let's not act like Washington's the only team that has problems with cheerleaders.
Definitely not. I mean,
Texas got some problems with that too. Every NFL team has to clean house because it's coming. After this came out, come on now. We already saw what happened with the Texans. They were able to sweep that under the rug. We haven't heard about it as much, but it will not surprise me when we have some big expose come next week, or multiple NFL teams having problems with this, with sexual harassment of cheerleaders.
I do have one person that actually came out in public, and she said it was the most miserable experience of her life. So we already know that Daniel Snyder has not said anything yet. He hasn't replied at all. Like you mentioned earlier, he's had Ron Rivera go out there and kind of talk for him. But this is, This is not.
Well,
good
this
for them.
report came out in 2013, and they talked about it. It was literally, like you said, Chris, swept under the rug, and no one said a word. I mean, like, they talked about it, let it go. And so now that it's coming back out again, then, I mean, they deserve to have their feet held to the fire, man, and they got to deal with it. They got to deal with it.
We might be looking at down the road where Daniel Snyder has to sell this team. I think this is a lot of heat. This is too much heat. This is 15 women. I mean, look what's been going on with everybody else, right? We might be looking at a new owner.
Yeah.
For Washington.
Yeah. That's just so
I think I've already said the name a couple of times.
I mean, I said it. I mean, it's out there, but we now know it won't be called that no more.
Yeah, they took it off Madden as of yesterday.
You can't buy it on Amazon or anywhere. You can't buy that gear.
All right, keeping with Washington, what do you guys think their new nickname might be? There's a couple of nicknames out there. We have the Warriors as a possible nickname. We talked on jokes about the Hogs being a possible nickname as well. What do you guys think their new nickname should be? Or where do you think they're leaning towards?
I think they're leaning towards Red Wolves or Red Tails. Which is
There's
not intimidating.
There's some trademark issues with Red Wolves. I think some other teams have Red Wolves. Probably Warriors. You know, if they want to play it safe.
I like the Hogs because they've always been wearing the Hog mask already. I think that's a really
They
good
know what the hell
nickname.
they want. They're still watching. They still they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, as a Texans fan, I really don't care much for Washington either. But I know they're in the same division with y'all. But I really don't care too much for them. I don't. They can change their name to whatever they want to, as long as not the Oilers. I'm okay with that. All right, so since we're new here on the radio station, we will be talking more about soccer. We did talk a little bit about the Premier League, a little bit going on. You guys have any comments? I know you hate soccer.
Man.
I know you absolutely hate, despise
Why
soccer.
are you trying to get?
Because I just want to make sure they
get
know.
hate mail already. Show one.
I want everybody to know your true colors, bro.
Well, I just got a couple questions about soccer, man. I
Go
mean,
ahead.
football. To me, football is American football. Soccer, I get it, but it's one of the only sports you can be out of bounds and still be inbounds, kind of.
As long as the ball's not out of bounds. Your body can be out of bounds, but if the ball stays inbounds,
Why are you
then-
so confused about this?
Because no other sport allows that. No other sport allows that. No other sport. If you're out of bounds, you're out of bounds, bro. Period. Blow whistle. It's so, like I don't understand. How can you be out of bounds and do? I don't get it. I'm serious. I'm
it's
being honest.
very, very simple. If the ball stays inbounds, you're inbounds.
Should we allow that in the NFL?
No. It's a different sport. It's a totally different
So
sport.
it's not that simple.
It's a different sport, bro.
Okay.
You're talking about two different things.
Okay, and then ties are like kissing your sister. Let's just be real. Ties, you just like, no.
But we just got rid of ties in the NFL, though. You do realize that?
Yeah, but how often do you see it?
Not often.
Okay.
But we just got rid of it. There are ways to get around that, but I feel you. Most people, when it comes, if you get ready for a match, right? Let's say you're two
On the pitch.
On the pitch.
That's-
There you
I'm
go.
learning.
So
I'm
let's say it's Manchester United and Chelsea. I love Chelsea. That's my squad because of Didier Drogba. That is my dude. But if those two teams are playing, because they play each other twice in a year, and if they play in what's called the FA Cup, I ain't trying to blow your mind, bro. But just
You've already blown your mind. This is confusing as F right now.
let me just slow down. So in the league, they play twice a year in the league, both away and at home. And there's a good chance you might not see, not a good chance, but there's a chance you might not see a goal from either game. That sucks. Because you wait a whole year to watch it.
Trey's
play.
out. Trey's out already. Trey's not watching. I'm telling you,
You
Trey.
had me. You lost me at 0-0. At 0-0, you lost me. You lost me.
It's a very competitive sport. It's a beautiful thing to watch. I don't care if you don't like
Man,
it.
I've been to some MLS games. You know that. I went to a few other games. I'm trying. I'm literally trying, but it's hard.
It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch.
Debatable.
The World Cup is the greatest spectacle in all of sports.
It's a huge thing.
It's a huge thing. My Super Eagles, they don't always do very well, but I love watching them all the time.
Let's not.
What's up, Lil? What? That's your team too? The Super Eagles?
They're
You don't sound very confident.
Y'all like the same team?
Yes, it's Nigeria.
the Nigeria
Super Eagles.
That's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
peeps.
Well, you got 25%.
27%.
You can't say my people.
Give me
25%.
Give that man his whole 27%.
27%.
Yeah. When you get to about 35, then you can say
What do you
it.
want me to do? I'm not going to do 45. It's just the way that it is. It is what it is.
You know what you can do? Start watching more of Super Eagles, and then every time you watch a match, your percentage goes up 1%.
We gotta watch the whole thing, bro.
The whole thing, even if it's a tie.
25 is good.
Oh.
you got to live and die with the Super Eagles.
Yes, sir.
So you got to live with the wins and then die with the disappointments.
So I'm 18% British. What is that? What would my team be?
Well, it could be Chelsea.
It could be a number of teams.
Yeah.
You talking about the national team? You talking about
I want to call it the good teams.
dang, that's how it is?
Yeah.
You know when we start the show, he's always talking about the Braves,
Lakers.
Duke,
Yeah.
Lakers. See, that's what it is.
He's a bandwagon fan. That's what you are. Don't look at me like that. That's what you are. You're a bandwagon fan. Anytime a team's doing good, that's where you want to hop onto.
My team has
You
won
were a
3
Warriors
playoff
fan.
games in 20 years, and I rep them till the day I die.
You were what do you call it? A free agent one time.
I was.
You were a fan free agent. The Cowboys were not doing it
I'm a
for you.
soccer free agent right now. How about that?
Okay, cool. So you
How
gotta
about
find a
that?
team that you can rep.
As long as they kick the ball in bounds, I'll be straight. I'll be straight. I can't get
my
over,
gosh.
man. I
Oh
can't
my
get over.
gosh.
I'm learning.
Well, anyway, so we got soccer. We got other international things to do. We're not going to talk cricket. I'm sorry, guys. We can't do cricket. I know this is the first show, but I cannot do
I can
cricket.
tell you this about cricket. I know India's got one of the best cricket teams out there in the world.
Okay, we'll do a segment by you by yourself for
No,
30 seconds.
It's okay. I'm just letting you know,
Okay.
right? That India's got one.
Because cricket is pretty much baseball, right?
It's
It's MLB.
Bro,
And I don't do MLB.
You talking about soccer confusing? Cricket is confusing, bro. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's probably the most played sport in the world,
Yeah.
more so than soccer.
Y'all see
Is
this?
it?
Hold on. Are y'all
Is it
serious?
really? Are you
serious?
just saying
This
stuff right
is
No,
now?
I'm dead serious.
This is real stuff.
It's the most played sport in the world. I'll get the numbers for you to
It's
fact check
pretty
myself.
up there with soccer.
Yeah, it's
Well, they don't
it's
play
a
it in the
sport of
States.
gentlemen.
Yes.
You definitely can't say that word. Well, they don't play in the States. They don't play it in Canada. They don't play it in Africa. So how is it the most played sport? What? Are you sure about this, Trey?
Yes,
Who said that? You said it or he said it?
No,
Y'all both said it.
I'm agreeing with.
Okay,
you.
y'all both Cowboys fans, so y'all wrong a lot. That's what this is.
Let's not look. We can spend 30 minutes talking this.
No, we don't need to spend 30 minutes talking that at all. At all. Okay. Anyway. So are you sure? Look it up. Look it up.
I'll
So
look it
make
up.
sure that's
I'll look it up.
correct. Because I do not know.
It's really close. It's really close. I'll find the number for you. I'll find the number for you.
Herbert
We're not
finds
going
it,
to
we can-
talk about. We're not going to talk about.
Yeah,
cricket.
Herbert
Like
finds
all
so
the
we can.
like all the Ivy League universities, they all have cricket teams. They all compete. All that stuff. This is
I guess I gotta wait till the next show to find out if that's really the truth or not.
I'm just telling you what I heard, man. I know they're building the largest cricket field, the largest cricket complex in the United States out by Prairie View. You know, not too far from here. I want to say it's like 11 or 13 some odd cricket fields, like literally right by Prairie View.
Okay.
And I don't know who's gonna go all the way out on 290 and play cricket, but it's in that much of a demand. I mean, to be
I ain't gonna lie to
honest.
you. If you where I live, you go out on Sunday, you will find about 40 to 100 people playing cricket on
What?
these fields. Yeah, bro, they be getting at it. It's a little field too, bro. So ain't nowhere to go. I don't know how they social distancing right now, but they do what they do, bro.
Well, as you guys can see, we try to reach all areas of sports. We do want to thank you guys for listening to the NuChannel Sports Show on Afro Vibes Radio. Thank you very much. You can check us out on the Afro Vibes website as well. You can also check us out on our website also. That's NuChannelSports.net, and that's NuChannel spelled NuChannel.
You can listen to Afro Vibes Radio from anywhere around the world. Simply download our app from the Apple or Google Play Store. You can also listen via TuneIn app or visit our website at AfroVibesRadio.com and listen live.